Hi, I'm Susan Shaner with Sage Leadership Strategies, and I'm your guest today of Community Forum. And I have the great pleasure to have with me Kate Lupo, who is currently a student at Middlebury College in Middlebury, Vermont. And she's working with Weston High School to create a very large 100-foot mural that is an integration of art, technology, nature, and green living. So welcome, Kate.
Thank you so much for having me, Susan.
It's so nice to have you. Did I get all the different disciplines in there?
Yes, I would also add environmental stewardship would be another theme in the mural.
Oh, great. Now, how do you define that, environmental stewardship?
Environmental stewardship is the idea that we are encouraging students on a daily basis to respect the environment, to recycle their bottles and cans, to pick up litter, to just really be aware of their impact on the environment on a daily basis.
Now, when you told me what you were doing, I was so impressed with the idea. Obviously, the reason why I had you on the show.
Yeah.
So, tell us how you came up with the idea.
Well, after a series of lousy summer internships where I really didn't do anything, this summer I really wanted to make an impact on the community and to do something on my own accord. So I'm very passionate about the environment and I'm very passionate about art. So I decided what better way to make an impact than to create a mural project for the local high school. And so it really was just did it on a whim. I talked to my sister, who was very involved in Weston High School, and I actually did not go to Weston High School. So I approached the situation with my sister next to me, and we talked to the local principal at Weston High School, and she was thrilled that we wanted to do a mural project because all the walls in Weston High School were blank. And the idea of livening the school's walls, adding something bright, she was totally into it.
So you just walked into the school one day and you said, "Oh, this is really boring.
We had an appointment.
How can I liven this place up?" Is that it?
I mean, I had walked to the school before and noticed the white walls,
yeah,
and said, you know, we need to do something about this. And I said to my sister, would you want to help me with this project? And she said, absolutely. Let's get an appointment with Miss Wolak, who's the principal. So. And
what was Miss Wolak's response when you approached her?
Well, I think she was a little taken aback because here we were, two young girls with this big idea, and she goes, you know what though, honey? I have always said to myself, like, we need more art in this building because they had just done a big renovation. So she was thrilled, and she got the head custodian down to the office, and he was thrilled, and the more people we told, the more thrilled everyone was, and everyone has been so supportive.
So now it's in the technology, not the technology, the science wing of the building?
Yeah, science and technology, yes.
So did you involve the teachers of the different curriculums?
Yeah, we had a little walk through with them. We wanted to include in the mural definitely chemistry and biology references because we're painting the mural right outside those classrooms. Mm-hmm. There's also technology in that wing, so we're going to have a mural with a keyboard on it that sort of morphs into a periodic table of the elements.
That's cool.
Yeah, we involved the teachers. They actually were very cute. They would email me these little designs that they had found on the internet, and they one woman wants us to include the lettering of the first official paper introducing DNA to the science world. She wants the official lettering of Watson and Crick's original report.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, no, they were so excited about it.
So you involved the teachers. Yeah. How did you go about involving the students?
This was interesting. I had heard about specific Weston High School seniors who were graduating. I had heard about the ones that were winning all the arts awards from my sister, who is also a graduating senior. And I honestly just cold called two of them.
So you just said, "Hi, I hear you're an artist."
Hi, and I said, "Hi, I'm Ann Lupo's older sister. I hear that you're an amazing artist. I have this project I want to do this summer. I'm wondering if you would like to help me out." And fortunately, the girl who ended up being the artistic director of this project had nothing to do this summer. Her AP art portfolio had been about environmental art.
Wow.
And she was totally into it. So she's been on board ever since. Sarah McWilliams is our wonderful artistic director.
Okay, so we'll see a picture of her later, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she was really excited and interested. So you've got art students. Did you involve any science students as well, or?
Not so many science students. Actually, one of the girls who is involved is president of the Green Club of Weston High School, and she is very much into journalism and science courses. We didn't really focus too much. I mean, we recruited volunteers through Facebook, through signs, through blogs. We did a lot of internet communication to get volunteers, but we didn't really recruit science students in particular.
Oh, okay.
I mean, anyone who was interested, really.
And you have a blog for the mural, right? Just documenting, I took a look at it, documenting the progress of the mural.
Yeah, it's sort of my baby. Every time we work on the mural, usually on Wednesdays or Saturdays, I'll take a bunch of pictures and I'll go home that night and upload them. So
you started it in July, this month?
We started at the end of June.
End of June. Yeah. And when do you anticipate having it completed by?
We'll probably have it done by mid-August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get funding for it?
Oh, this was fun. I consider this a challenge. I know a lot of women who are involved with the PTO and with an organization called Weston Arts, and through my mother. And I basically called these women and I told them about my project idea, and they told me to write a grant proposal. And so I sat down and I wrote a grant proposal, and Weston Arts and the high school PTO each gave $450. So we had this $900 budget, which was perfect because it
So
covered
how did
everything.
you know how to write a grant proposal?
I just wrote it.
What did they say? Did they give you any criteria?
Yeah,
Just tell us why you want to do this, what this project is about?
They told me to write a 700-word description of the project, who is involved, the time frame, and a budget outline of what we would need in terms of supplies. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, so I know we have some pictures.
Yeah.
So let's see if we
Take a
can go
look.
to the mural. Okay, so there are the blank walls.
Wow, yes. It is so interesting to see the beginning of this whole process. This is what the high school looked like. Sarah McWilliams, our artistic director, said that the school resembled a mental institution. I mean, the walls are just totally blank. There was
It does
no
look like
art
a prison,
anywhere.
kind of. I shouldn't say that, but...
Yeah. No, because they renovated the school recently. But anyway,
Uninspiring.
This is what uninspiring, to say the least, yes.
Okay, so let's see what it looks like.
This is us going shopping for paint. We really wanted to be as eco-friendly as possible in our painting process, so we specifically bought paint that has low VOCs, low volatile organic compounds, and zero odor, and totally safe for the environment.
Wait, go over that criteria again. What is that?
It has no volatile organic compounds in it,
What does that mean?
These are just hazardous ingredients that can be inhaled that are terrible for your health. A lot of regular paint brands have those in them, yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
And it's interesting because this paint, it's called Natura paint. And the man we see here, he's the head of Brandman's paint store in Westport, Connecticut. And he actually donated a bunch of this paint to us. And
how did you know about the right kind of paint to get?
Well, I had done a little bit of research, and unfortunately it costs a little bit more money, but it was worth it because the paint has zero odor, it's totally safe for the environment, and it looks great. The colors that we chose look really good.
And so, how else would you describe the paint? So it was just making sure it didn't have these hazardous materials.
Yeah, hazardous ingredients.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is interesting. We got these biodegradable drop cloths from, actually the place where I'm working this summer as an intern, the Green Living Center of Westport.
Okay.
So these are plastic drop cloths, but they're made in a specific way that they can biodegrade in nature. So we wanted to really be as green as possible, even with our drop cloths.
So I'm sure most people don't even think about when they're painting their houses or something that they should have these special drop cloths. So how are they really different? Why would you...
I'm not a scientist, so I don't know the exact chemistry, but they are marketed to be biodegradable so that when you throw them away, they naturally disappear in nature.
Okay, so I know we have some other photos here.
Yeah, let's look.
Okay.
This is Angela Armijo. She's our other main artist. She's great. She tells me to calm down all the time because I'm the coordinator of the project, so I'm always like making sure everyone has their paint ready or the materials, or don't get the paint on the floor. And she's like, Kate, just calm down. Everything's going to be fine.
Well, this looks like gorgeous. I mean, what a difference from the white walls to this gorgeous tree.
Yeah, she was great with the tree. It sort of reminds me of the Giving Tree, you know, that book
that
from
book.
my
I know that
childhood.
book. Yeah. So she painted this tree?
She did, yeah. She was great with that.
That's great.
And we'll see the finished product in a second. This as I was talking about before, we're doing this in the science wing of Weston High School. So this panel of the mural is right outside the chemistry room. So these are beakers and full of, mixtures, and the bubbles, Sarah McWilliams is creating them to be different elements from the periodic table.
Is she going to have the whole periodic table?
Yeah, she's not finished yet. But I really love the colors she chose.
I think I see. What do I see?
Argon.
Salt and oxygen. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, that's Sarah. There she is. She's doing such a great job. She's been working there 7 hours a day.
Really?
She knows all the custodians' names, and they know her. And she tried to sleep there once. She's working so hard. She's having a great time.
Those bottles that she did. I have an art background. I had paint and she dabble a little bit here and there, and painting bottles like that is really hard.
Oh, she's very, very good. Yeah, she told me that her cleaning lady saw this picture and thought that they were real bottles and insisted that they were real, though she kept saying, no, they are not real.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Wow. So is she going to art school?
She is going to Northwestern for art.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's the lead on the project.
Yeah, I was very lucky to snag her. She is our artistic director. She's been doing such a great job. I'm responsible for getting the volunteers to the project. I bought all the materials. I make sure Sarah is well stocked with paint. I make sure that the custodians in charge are happy with the situation. Are we cleaning up everything okay? Is everyone happy? I'm in charge of making everyone happy so that we can make this project come to fruition.
Yes. Well, that's usually the job of any leader or manager, is to make sure everybody's happy and doing their job.
Yes. I really like to make sure everyone's happy.
Okay. Oh, let's see what
this is. A shot of, actually, that's my sister Ann Lupo on the left and her friend Hillary Schreier. The two of them are graduating seniors. This is the organic agriculture mural. This is in its early stage. It's basically a winding dirt road going into the distance with a mountaintop in the background. And we're actually going to be putting huge, wind turbines in the distance on the horizon. So it's going to be a very hopeful image of a clean energy future, organic agriculture. We're trying to just promote these positive images of a healthier future for Americans.
Wow, terrific. So who sort of sketched out and came up with all the different elements of the mural and the design?
Well, this one was actually designed by another girl, Lara Ditkoff. Basically, these three different artists, Lara, Sarah, and Angela, helped me out sketching all this stuff on the walls. But Sarah and I are basically the ones that make sure we like how everything is looking. So we wanted to make sure that it all read well together. So we're using all these bright colors, like greens.
Well, if you have different designers, is their style kind of meshing? And
well, we sketched it out first, and we wanted there to be continuity between all of them. So, for example, the road we just saw on the organic agriculture mural ends up fading into another part of the mural, which relates to clean energy technology. So the road will turn into a road that holds an electric car in the next mural. And then the wires that plug in the electric car are going to become the roots of the tree in the next mural. And then the tree roots...
Oh, that's a cool idea.
The tree roots are going to become DNA. And the DNA is going to become a part of the chemistry mural. So we're making these little connections between each one.
Ooh, that sounds very organic and hitting on all of the green, high-tech stuff.
It's all interconnected.
Great. All right, let's look at some more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. This is Alex Benepe. This is actually my boyfriend. He's a very talented artist. He just graduated from our college. He is responsible for the clean energy technology mural. And
what is that gray structure?
The gray structure is a huge wind turbine in the middle. And it basically separates the panel into three different parts. The top is wind energy technology. This is very rough. The lower right-hand corner is solar panels. Do you see those little It's very rough, but there's a house, and there's a roof, and a man working. And then the lower left-hand corner is going to be an electric car, the little red thing.
Okay.
But he's still working on it.
So this is like early stages?
Early stages,
just laying out the colors and shapes.
Okay. We wanted the colors to be really poppy, to really just pop out and make a bright...
They're very vibrant.
Vibrant is... Thank you. That's what we were going for. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we did it. Okay, so let's see the next one. Ooh,
yes,
wow, I love that.
So remember that tree from before that Angela was painting? This is the entirety of the mural. This is what I like to call the environmental stewardship panel. And I had this idea of having a recycling, I wanted a recycling sign in there somewhere. And Sarah McWilliams ended up making this beautiful thing in the middle with the earth in the inside. And the idea that these trees,
yes,
do you see the earth?
Yes, at first I didn't.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, and the trees flanking it on either side I think it's very works really well.
Also, I'm saying this from my artistic background.
Yes.
She also makes very good use of negative space and the white in between the trees and the echo sign. So
Yes.
it creates another color.
Yes.
As well as the curlicue of the, I'm calling it the curlicue of the roots.
Yeah.
Love that. With the branches, but also the curlicue of the roots is picked up with the recycling sign.
Yeah.
A lot of great movement in there.
It's really, there's a lot of energy in this mural, which I love.
Totally.
And, you know, this is only 60% done. We're going to have even more little details, but it's looking really great so far. And we added the positive sunflowers to the trees, just to liven it up. And that's myself, my sister, and Sarah McWilliams at the end of the mural.
What a great, I mean, oh, I love that. I love all the green, but it's a great shot in terms of how you, just the angle you've captured.
Yeah. Well, it's a huge mural. This is 100 feet of murals, and this is just one of 5. So,
oh, you're doing 500-foot murals?
No. This is one of 5 sections. So each of the sections we're looking at are part of this 100-feet science wing.
Great.
So these are all next to each other. There's Sarah again. That's the earth and the recycling sign close up.
Oh, wow. She is really, she's a senior?
Yeah, she's going to Northwestern.
Oh my gosh, she's really a gifted artist, because even seeing how the arrows are formed, it looks very three-dimensional.
Yeah, she really took a lot of time making the arrows look like that. God, you should have seen them before. They were very rough before, and I guess she came in one night and just totally overhauled them.
But look at the shading of the arrow next to her. That looks three-dimensional.
She's very good with that.
It looks like you could go into that.
I know, I'm so proud of her. Yeah, she's been great.
That's incredible. Okay, good plug for Sarah there. She's going
to love this.
Okay, so let's see. Do we have any others? I guess that's it.
Yay.
Wow. So that gives us a real sense of, I mean, the murals come to life, the walls have come to life.
Absolutely. And that is what I really wanted to happen. I wanted the science wing to be a destination. I wanted it to be a place where kids would want to take classes, because I know that in Weston High School they were having trouble signing kids up for the technology classes in particular. And that's why I wanted there to be a clean energy technology mural, because I wanted kids to realize that we have this incredible opportunity. Perhaps they'll want to take these technology courses to solve the problems, you know, that we're facing right now with energy crisis and all this. So I just wanted it to be a destination. I wanted kids to be inspired.
Wow, well, it certainly seems like a destination. I mean, it's the kind of space where kids aren't want to go to their classes. I mean, you can just sit there and see just a little bit that we saw. I mean, we didn't get a feel for the whole finished product or the whole 100 feet. A little difficult to get that angle, but it looks like, I mean, I can imagine kids just sitting there looking at all the different dimensions to the mural.
Yeah, there are lots of different messages, for sure, but I think they'll be much more inspired to go to class.
Now, it sounds like a lot of the students that are working on it have just graduated. Do you have any students that are going to be juniors or seniors next year working on it?
Yes, there is Lara Ditkoff, who did the organic agriculture mural. She is a junior, so she will be a senior next year. A bunch of our volunteers are juniors that will be seniors next year, and it's great because some of them are involved in the Weston High School Green Club. So that's the club that's promoting this environmental stewardship at Weston High School.
So, I mean, no pun intended, but it sounds like you generated a lot of energy. You know, a lot of excitement. What's their feedback and response, especially for those who are going to be going back to the school next year, then kind of bring this into the school?
Yes, I really hope that the volunteers that are going to be seniors next year encourage their friends to actually, this is very interesting, we made an organic agriculture mural because next year Weston High School will be planting an organic garden right outside of the science wing.
Oh, great.
So the volunteers that we've gotten for this project, we're all going to encourage them to keep up their environmental stewardship by helping out with the organic garden. So it's all connected. I mean, the mural reflects the reality that Weston High School is becoming more green. So.
Well, and also the murals there, sort of you planted the seeds.
Oh, Susan.
Getting people, sorry, I can't help it. You give me some
That's
good
actually very good.
tips.
That's very
You know,
good.
feeding and getting people ready for for breaking ground with a garden.
Yes. They really need student help, student volunteers. Personally, I think it should be a part of the curriculum. I think it'd be very cool if the students were really encouraged to work on this, and I think it's gonna generate a lot of buzz. But I really hope
So how much did you partner and involve the art teacher? And
Not very much at all.
oh, really?
This has really been a project of young kids. We have really had no oversight from adults. Even in our designs, we didn't have to submit them to anybody. They just trusted us. And I think it's because we came in with such a strong idea of what we wanted.
Yeah.
And I had, multiple meetings with the principal and the custodial staff, and I just had we brought sketches to these meetings, but they weren't finalized. And I've been updating this mural blog every night and sending the pictures to the principal, to the PTO, to the Western Arts ladies, and they're just thrilled. They love being a part of the process, and they've had an opportunity to critique or say anything, but they haven't because they've been pleased. So,
how empowering is this?
what?
You know, for you and the kids.
Oh yeah, it's so cool. We're on our own schedule. We're painting what we want.
Yeah.
It's really great.
So it sounds like a lot of successes along the way. I mean, have there been any challenges?
Oh God, the first day when we were picking out the paints was tough because we were using this eco-friendly paint and we needed to find the right text, like the right base for the wall, and that was very confusing. And our artistic director wasn't there, so I basically had to head that up. That was a little scary.
Because you're not an artist yourself?
I'm not really an artist. I'm an art history major at Middlebury College. I love art. I consider myself, I'm very passionate about the arts in general. I'm a huge patron. I go to every, theater event at Middlebury. I have lots of artistic friends. But my role in this project is to be the coordinator, the encourager, the one that organizes the behind-the-scenes stuff.
And you came up with the idea?
I came up with the idea, and I help out with the painting, but the design...
You actually paint?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of like a paint-by-numbers thing.
I was going to say, well, how does that work?
The artists sketch it out, and when we bring volunteers, it's easy for them to just say, this part needs to be yellow, this part needs to be blue, help me out with some flowers. It's been very good for people who aren't artistically inclined. They can still help out.
So the challenge was the fact that you were not really an artist, like,
yeah.
Paints, what do I do?
Yeah. No, well, I brought along Angela, who's also an artist, but who is an artist, but even she was just really overwhelmed by the wall paint selection. But otherwise, it's been a really smooth ride.
So you just got a variety of different colors that the artist could mix, and basic primary colors.
Yes, and Sarah, our artistic director, has a ton of her own paint, so she brings her own. We have a whole cart. We have an entire closet of supplies. It's amazing. We're just like little Picassos going around and painting.
So that's terrific. So what advice would you give, let's say, other high school students or college students who have a big idea that they want to get off the ground? Like, what have been your key learnings from this?
I would say to them, don't be afraid of adults. It's very simple. It's
We're
very
not that
simple.
bad.
No, I'm serious. I think we grow up thinking that adults are supposed to solve all of our problems and we're supposed to not say anything and just be fine with the status quo. But honestly, especially in schools, the adults are there to help you. It's their job. So if you see something that you want to change or you want to improve upon, don't be afraid to go to the principal or go to the guidance counselor and talk to them about it, because they will help you. It's amazing how much these women and men at these schools have wanted to help out. So don't be afraid of adults and use your initiative. and have some self-motivation, because even if you stumble a little bit along the way, it'll make you stronger. If you actually have this project that you've fostered from the beginning, you will become so confident in yourself that you can really achieve something and get help from other students. And that's what's been most rewarding for me, is being able to get these other students involved, seeing their wonderful work, and having a great team of people working on a great project.
Well, it must be really rewarding for you to actually physically see the efforts of your labor.
It is. It's amazing that about a month and a half ago, this was just an idea, and now it's... How quickly it's become this reality, yeah. Absolutely.
And it's so, I mean, just our quick glimpse, it's so inspiring.
Thank you. Yay.
It will be really, you'll be back at school probably, of course, but it'll be really interesting for you to hear what the reaction is from the students and faculty when they're back, when school's in session.
Yeah, what I would really want to do actually is, from the beginning, I want this to be a hopeful set of images for students on a daily basis, but I also want this to be a learning opportunity. I want this to be an educational opportunity. So because we have so many themes that involve clean energy technology, for example, I think it would be really, really cool to bring in guest speakers and create an opening gala for the mural, and have a party where students and teachers and parents can come and learn about clean energy technology or hybrid cars. Or we would essentially have panel discussions about this stuff and talk about environmental stewardship at Weston High School, the organic garden. Just make a forum for ideas about improving the school in that sense.
So it's a great platform for that.
I would really like to organize this gala with the PTO.
So if somebody was interested in learning, talking to you, learning more about the mural, how you did it, or potentially if you end up doing this opening, how would they contact you?
All of our information is on the blog, the Mural blog. Should I say the address? It's www.whsmural, that's M-U-R-A-L, 09, as in 09, .wordpress.com.
Can you do that one more time? That's a long...
Yes. Yeah, it's a blog. It has the little tag at the end. So it's www.whsmural09.wordpress.com.
Okay, great.
Yep.
And I understand that your hope is to have this be, what would you say, a prototype, that when you graduate from college you could replicate it, perhaps?
Absolutely. I want this to be a pilot project that gives way to a larger public art movement. During the Great Depression, Roosevelt organized the WPA, Works Progress Administration, that employed thousands of artists across the country to create murals. And I'm very inspired by that. And we're in a similar economic downturn. There's a lot of loss of hope. There's lots of people unemployed. I want to make this, and maybe I'm counting my chickens before they hatch, but it would be very cool to make this into a larger project, a larger initiative at schools in Connecticut at first, and maybe build it from there. But
that's terrific. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Inspirational.
Thank you so much.
Until next time, I'm Susan Shaner with Community Forum. Thank you so much for joining us.